and happy summer holidays to everyone. This is July 2023 and we wanted to give you a little bit of an update about what's happening right now in the UK. There have been some major changes in regards to the immigration rules, the HC 1496, and we just really wanted to update our subscribers about some of the new updates that have actually occurred and what's probably very important for you to understand and that would be something that would relate to you. So the first thing I think that's quite important right now is the actual removal of the rights of international students to bring their dependents to the UK. What that actually means is, with the effect of the 17th of July 2023, which was actually just recently, a few days ago, about 10 days ago, any international students who will be starting a course after the 1st of January 2024, the 1st of January 2024 will not be eligible to bring their dependent spouses or their dependent children to the UK anymore. This is quite an important it's more than important. I mean, I think it's a critical decision maker for young couples who are married and have planned to come now to the UK for a few years while one of them is studying, and obviously to bring their children as well. The only students that will be allowed to bring their dependent children or spouses will be those who are studying a PhD course or any other type of doctoral qualification or a research-based higher degree. So from the 1st of January 2024, the courses that start, and if you are starting your course from that date, that means that you have to consider, am I going to start my undergraduate degree, my BA or my MA, and that means that my husband or my wife, my dependent partner, or my children will not be able to join me. And then we have to think about the reasons why the government has done this. And unfortunately, there are just so many loopholes and fraudulent cases of dependents coming in the UK and then breaching immigration laws that the immigration authorities in the UK have to be strict and compliant. And at Borderless Jobs, we focus on the compliancy issue, and we make it very, very clear how important it is that we have a strict immigration system in place. This doesn't mean that the UK are not opening their arms to attract as many overseas talent and skilled workers to come to the UK and to work and to study. But nevertheless, those that come to the UK must be compliant with immigration rules. And after too many breaches, then the immigration then decides to change the rules dramatically. So just once again, those who are in the UK today already studying with their families may stay. Very clear. If you have entered into the UK with your spouse and you and your spouse and your children have dependent visas based upon the main applicant who's a student, you may stay. The effect only started on the 17th of July for whoever has will register for a course that starts on the 1st of January or after the 1st of January 2024. Now, another major issue actually is also switching, since a lot of students in the UK benefit from the fact that they're already in the UK. They find an employer who wants to employ them, and then they decide to switch into a dependent of a skilled worker. The routes will include here the skilled worker, the senior or specialist worker, the graduate trainee, the UK expansion worker, the high potential individual, the scale up, the innovator founder, and all of the rest of the skilled point-based system occupation list. And what we specifically want to focus on is the change of the rules right now, the change of the immigration rules, which that would fall under HC 1715. And that specifically says that they will remove the ability, they're taking away the full submission process of an international student to switch inside the UK out of the student rule and into any of the working routes that I just mentioned before you complete your studies. So let me just focus once again on that. You come into the UK as a student, and then after 6 or 7 months, while you're in the midst of your studying and you have another 2.5 to 3 years of your studying to complete, you get a job offer. And the sponsor says, we want you to switch now from your student visa over to the skilled worker visa. So the new immigration amendment has now prohibited this. Anyone or any student who is on a course at the degree level must complete your degree in full, meaning you have come for the 3 years, you want to stay the 3 years, you must complete the 3 years or the 4 years or the 2 years until you complete your BA or your MA. Those studying towards the PhD will be able to switch after they have studied for 24 months. So say you're in the UK now for 7 years on a PhD, so after 24 months you will. But the idea, once again, is to prohibit the switching before you have completed your degree, because this is sourced from the main problem that overseas foreigners were finding ways to register into universities in the UK, showing amounts of funding that they had in order to pay for the 3 years, convincing the immigration officers that they were able to pay for the 3 years, but nevertheless their actual plan was probably to come and find a job. Coming to the UK, finding a job, which on the other hand is actually very good because the UK needs overseas workers. But nevertheless, if you have come to the UK for the purpose of studying, the immigration rules now require you to complete your studies. So the amendments will also remove the ability for international students to apply for permission to stay as a dependent in a work route. And what does that mean? Let's think about that as well. That specifically means that I have entered the UK as a student, but now my spouse is working and I want to switch into dependent of my spouse. So they're not going to allow this either. So the idea is, if you have come in on the purpose of studying, you will complete your studies. Once you've completed your studies, you can then move either to the graduate, or after you've completed, you can then apply to switch to a working PBS skilled worker visa. Or if you do get the job opportunity and you are not interested in continuing your studying, you will then leave the country and then apply for the working visa from your home country. So once again, let's just repeat that. That means I've entered into the UK, I'm registered as a student, I had the intention and the purpose to come and study in the UK, and then when I've finished my studies completely, I can then apply for a working visa. Or the other option would be, if I have a job opportunity before I complete my studies, then I will leave the UK. I will then apply for the working visa from the British post of the embassy outside of the UK. So it won't be an in-country switch, rather it will be a position through the Home Office out of the country. Last note, actually on the good news rather than the harsher news, is that there have been actually changes to the skilled worker route, and following a long time of a lot of the interim reviews by the MAC, or we otherwise call it the Migration Advisory Committee, the shortage occupation has now been updated, and coming into effect from 7th of August 2023, we're going to see some new jobs there. So the shortage occupation is now going to allow for lower skilled worker application fees, and that's why it's actually good to find a job on the shortage occupation. We're talking about bricklayers and masons, roofers, tilers and slaters, carpenters and joiners, construction and builder trades, not found anywhere else where classified, and plasterers. And hopefully then some of the fishing industry jobs will also join. That will be the agriculture and fishing trades that you can't find anywhere else under classified occupations, or under 9119 fishing and other elementary agriculture occupations as well. They're looking specifically for deckhands on large fishing vessels 9 meters and above, where the job requires that the worker has at least 3 years full-time experience using their skills. A change is also being made for those who are sponsored for a general practitioner speciality training. The change means that you will be granted permission until 4 months after the end date of your certificate of sponsorship instead of the usual 14 days. So those are just updates now. We're very, very excited about the shortage occupation, construction jobs, and the agriculture and fishing jobs, because we do know that these are in huge shortage right now, when we're looking to overcome the shortage crisis in the UK, but again with our regular motto, which is compliancy. So any questions, please shoot them here in the video. We want all of our subscribers, and we've actually very excited. We've got up to 12,000 subscribers right now on our Borderless site. So we want everybody to subscribe up to our YouTube channel. You can get all of the updates here. We will be updating also our partner page this week. We've got some really exciting new partners coming on to the to our site, helping you with housing in the UK, HR counselling for local UK counselling, which would be great, and also we should have some banking opportunities. Yeah, and lots more really exciting things happening. So keep in tune with us, subscribe with us to our Facebook, and we will keep updating you with news as soon as it comes in.